What's going on, guys? It is Tony from Lone Paintball, and today I'm going to show you how to do quick maintenance on your Empire Mini GS.
Because why? Who is the best to show you how to take care of your stuff?
I'm looking around and I found him. It's right here, lonepaintball.com. So Empire Mini GS, thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of you guys out there own a Empire Mini GS. Quick little troubleshooting, quick little maintenance video, figured it wouldn't hurt. So obviously a lot of you newer players are rocking this marker. So let's kind of dive on into potential problems and the actual maintenance of that. So first things first, we do sell full rebuild kits on the site. We got players parts kits from every O-rings and screws and actual new bolts, like literally everything in this kit. Those things are like 40 bucks. So if you guys do need to have any maintenance done on your marker, check those out on the site. I got one open here from the tech room. We're kind of going to see what's inside and do a quick little troubleshooting if you're having a problem with your marker. I will say first things first before we dive on into this. There is a gauge right there. When you screw your tank on and you flip your air source onto you got degassed, and then when you guys are going to gas up this lever, you're going to close that. Make sure that gauge does not go over 200. That's going to be the input pressure into your marker. And you guys, please listen. Fits. I don't know if you can see this or not. They're literally in the back here. It says velocity. This is where you adjust the feet per second on your marker. You don't put an Allen wrench in here. Don't touch that. This is going to be input pressure. A lot of you guys out there that are new, obviously, you guys want to shove an Allen wrench into down here. Don't touch that. As long as it's right around 180 to 200, you guys are good. You guys are set. So velocity is only done through the back of here. So let's talk a little bit about bolt maintenance. And Fitz, while I'm taking this screw out with my 3/32 Allen wrench here, which this screw is going to be very back of the grip frame, the only screw back in that area here. So
nice.
Take that out.
Yeah.
What do you think, like normally after a lot of use, what would be the number one problem with a Mini, you think?
Not greasing it enough.
Not greasing it, I definitely like that. I also like the fact that now that I have that one back screw out, I can access the bolt and just easily pull this out. So you've got your bolt guide.
Because the bolt is actually still in there.
Bolt with the spring. I was gonna say, obviously, it's a good maintenance video for you guys as a new player. So you've got the actual bolt and guide, or the bolt's technically in my hand here, but you got a bolt guide, we'll say that. Next up, you've got a spring that sits on top of the actual bolt. And then, yeah, this is going to be the recoil spring per se. So you've got these three pieces that are sitting here. A lot of you guys, when you guys are doing the maintenance on these markers, you guys pop that spring off and you put it on, you think it's just a universal spring, you put it on this way. And that is not correct. It needs to actually clip. You need to hear it should snap in. So this spring, when you guys are doing maintenance on your markers, make sure that snaps, because a lot of people will go, well, my gun, it's puffing air. It's not doing the correct thing. There's only one way that spring can go on. It's not a universal, so make sure you guys have it the correct way.
I'm guilty of that too.
I know, trust me, a lot of players ask that. That's why I'm doing this video. Second off, so Fit said lube. So this one obviously is brand new, and you're gonna see these O-rings on the bolt guide. We're gonna wipe off that lube. So you've got O-rings, you got 3 O-rings that sit up top here. Sometimes those will swell, or they haven't been changed in years. So you guys, if your bolt is sticking, if your bolt goes on and it's not really coming up much, you guys need to change those O-rings, and like Fitz said, make sure it is lubed. So today, just gonna say one of my favorite greases out there, not my most favorite, but one of my favorite. I got some Planet Eclipse grease. We're gonna throw that on there. A light coating around each O-ring will do, and if you have too much, just wipe it off with a nice microfiber. So a nice little light coating on each O-ring will work.
Do you ever put it on the metal?
I mean, it doesn't really affect it. I try to wipe off any of the excess, because if you guys put too much lube on here, it's just literally going to be sticking. So just a nice little light coating so you guys have a nice smooth sliding bolt and bolt guide there. So that's literally what you're looking for. Too much is going to make it stick. Next up, a little maintenance tip. If you guys are leaking down the barrel, which will happen from time to time, obviously, as car parts get old, you got to replace them. I would say the number one thing is fits. Is there any way you can see that on camera?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to show you that sitting inside of your bolt. And the way to get that piece out, it's called your poppet, is through the back. You're going to take that velocity screw and back that all the way out. And you guys can replace that if you guys ever have a leak that's literally coming down your barrel. And that little gold piece inside is what this looks like. So that gold piece sits inside with an O-ring on it. So that's in there. If you guys are ever leaking down the barrel, that would be my number one thing to replace, is going to be that poppet, considering the Empire Mini GS is an inline poppet marker. Next, I would go to, if you guys, let me turn this bad boy on. And if you guys are watching this, you need to know how to program it. I already have a full video on that. So if you want to know how to program the GS, go check out the other video. So let me turn this on, see if we can't hear the click. Y'all probably hearing the clicking, right? Hearing the clicking. If that happens to stop at one point in time, that would be an issue known as your solenoid. And I'm going to pull this one out of the parts kit, which is included. So your solenoid is going to be sitting somewhere in this region of the marker. So if your gun ever stops doing that click, solenoid has probably seen its better days, or you need to replace the 9-volt battery that sits up in the front grip. So quick little maintenance video on the Empire Mini GS, kind of some of the main issues it has after it's seen years and years of use. Got your poppet, your solenoid if it stops to click, and then obviously the bolt thing I would say is the biggest issue. If this isn't clicked in the right way with that top spring, you guys are gonna be like, my gun just puffs air, it won't shoot. Make sure you've got the spring on the bolt the correct way. So Fitz, before we close this out, is there any other issues you think I need to go over per se that are common?
Nailed it. You got the pressure, velocity, where you change that, grease,
Bet.
change your poppet.
All right, I guess we're done here. Empire Mini GS quick maintenance video. Always shop the best. It's lonewoolpaintball.com.